Alright, I'm making another video. Um, the the latest thing that God's been trying to tell me is don't walk around looking so defeated. Don't look around so defeated. I'm telling you, He watches me 24/7. He watches me. It's the only way I'm alive is if you watch me from birth. It's the only way I'm alive, you know. So he watches me, so he knows what I say to the camera, not to the camera. He knows what I'm saying. And he knows that I think, that I truly think, I really do. Um, and I didn't think this about 10 years ago, but these days I do. Um, I think it's over, you know, for me, you know, because he knew I had some higher hopes back 10 years ago. I had some higher hopes. I was I was on fire, you know what I mean? But that's because he got me out of the fire of hell. He got me out of there, so I was on fire. So I was blazing. I was literally blazing out, you know, and he knows that. So, but since more time has gone on, that fire has gone out, and I'm just kind of like, you really didn't have a plan, did you? Me to God. Like, there was no plan, was there? Not really. Um, I tried to do what I thought you wanted me to do, or, try to heal myself, different ways. But at the end of the day, I'm like, maybe it's a waste of time that I'm here. you know, I do think that, and I'm like, I haven't done a grand purpose, what I consider a grand purpose for God, for the masses. You know what I mean? Uh, Even though I'm talking to more people now with YouTube, so there's more masses. But as far as like the grand masses, I haven't really done much, you know. And he knows that. Like, I thought he had this plan for the grand masses. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe he still does. Like, get everyone's attention on me, so I can get everyone's attention for Jesus, or God, of what's coming, or something. I don't know. I can only assume stuff because I don't know. Only God knows. You know, this whole time, for years and years and years, I have no idea why God wants me alive. No idea. No details of the plan. Nothing. I'm just living, trying to get better, trying to fix my injuries, basically, trying to get out of pain, basically, without dying. But um, uh, but but he knows. Back to the main topic. He knows that I'm like walking around defeated. And I think he knows that one of the reasons that I kind of joke around in videos and stuff and kind of just mess around, um, I pretty much think it's over, you know, and it's just a matter of time. You know, I have all these health conditions, that I don't know how to resolve these health conditions. you know, God knows I've tried my best to figure out how to resolve these health issues. I've tried my best. Can't figure it out. So much shit. But anyways, So he's like, still walk confidently, even if it's pretend. Basically, is what he's telling me. Still be confident, even though you're just acting. I'm like, all right, fake it till I make it. you know. So that's what I've been doing. But um, but anyways, he knows my thoughts. He knows everything. So he knows I'm like, this isn't working. This isn't working. You know. That's why I'm like, just tell me what you want me to do on the planet so I can do it. Literally, so I can do it, and you can get me out of here. You know, I'm literally like that now. I'm like, just tell me what you want me to do. You know, that final thing that you want me to do. Tell me what you want me to do. You know, you know that I'm barely going. It seems like tell me what you want me to do. I'll do it. Just get me out of here. Pretty much is where I'm at. So, but this hit me. This hit me today. His plan for me, his purpose for me, is many things, and I probably have already started doing them. These many things, and I think that that's true. I have, even if it's by accident, and it's like going up a ladder. That's how I see it now. His purpose for me is like going up a ladder. I'm doing all these things per step, per step, per step, per step. It's not a one-off, one done. As much as I want it to be a one-off, it's not. I want it to be a one-off, and he knows that. But, so it's like a ladder. My purpose is like a ladder. That's how he probably put that vision in my mind, um, of many many things, many steps that I've already started to do. For him, even if it's on accident, but because he knows I'm impatient. I'm like, you know, I can't resolve my health issues. I'm just living with these health issues. I'm just pushing through it every day. He knows that. Just pushing through my health issues. Just like, fuck it. I'll just push through them all. Every damn day. Just push through it. And I'm just like, man. I'm like, this is a lot. you know. Um, but anyways, but I'm trying to stay in the present moment. Like, I'm doing a lot of things, like bam, 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 bam. It's like I picked up the pace, you know, bam, 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 instead of just lollygagging like I used to. I'm like hitting it hard, face people at the Christian church, bam, 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 like no bullshit, just like facing shit, like without fear, you know. But, so if you think it's over, you push the pace, and God knows that, and that's one reason I think He allows me to be in pain. As messed up as that is, He allows me to be in pain because He knows it pushes me to, to try harder. Seems like, but anyways, but something I was thinking about, I've been watching Goodwill Hunting, and it's probably no accident. There's never an accident. Like, I picked that movie to watch today, and it really hit me more than normal. I'm a lot like Goodwill Hunting in a lot of ways. That character, you know, how he fucks around all the time and just like messes with people, you know, and cusses a lot, you know. um, like the only person he can't fool is God, you know, pretty much. Um, but uh, but that's what it reminded me of. Like he sees all these professionals. He's just because I've seen a ton of professionals too, and I thought it was a waste of time, you know, just like Goodwill Hunting does, you know. But he's really smart, and I think God knows that I'm kind of smart, but maybe to my own detriment. I'm too smart for my own good. That it kind of digs me in a hole, you know. I don't know how to get out of it. Um, but anyways, that's what it reminded me of because he was uh, pretty much a survivor of severe abuse, you know, orphaned kid basically, and that's kind of how I how things went with me, you know. In my opinion, that's how it went, uh, and God knows it. And so, uh, because of all you've gone through, you know, you develop these certain behaviors and stuff, and like Goodwill Hunting does, you know. Um, and that's what I noticed. You know, there's a ton of similarities. I know there's a lot of similarities between me and Gladiator, but there's also a lot of similarities in a different way with Goodwill Hunting, for sure. um, so, like, the Gladiator is who I am underneath Goodwill Hunting, you know, the the beat up kid of this life, basically. You know, the true me is the Gladiator underneath it all, you know, that God's trying to bring to the surface, basically. Like he's like, you're not this Goodwill Hunting scapegoat kid, you know, this is who you really are. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly that what's going on. He's like, you're not this abused kid Goodwill Hunting. That's who you think you are. That's who you. But I'm showing you that's not who you are. This is who you really are. You know. So I'm like going back and forth between the scared scapegoated kid, the Goodwill Hunting, and the brave gladiator that God's trying to remind me of. So I'm like going back and forth with these two selves. You know, the the self, the Goodwill Hunting, what my family thinks I am, what I think I am. God's trying to show me that that's not me. You know, this kid that fucks around is not me. You know, the kid that cusses is not me. You know, that's what I said. That's what I said today when I was driving. I'm like, you know, I just cuss as a front, don't you? You know, he's like, yeah. So when I'm cussing, it's not really me doing it. You know, it's just kind of like maybe putting on a Goodwill Hunting act, you know, of a scared kid cussing, basically. Pretty crazy, I know. I'm like, I don't really. That's not really part of me. The cussing, it really isn't. Not my true self. My true self doesn't fuck around. God knows that, you know. Uh, so, um, so he's trying to reawaken, like my real self, and make that myself, and get rid of this Goodwill Hunting character, basically. You know, because he knows that, like, I'm kind of that scared kid still. He knows that, because I kind of been that most of my life. He knows that. You know, I've been terrified my whole life. My parents were scary. You know, they were. Both parents were scary as fuck. You know, I'll just say that straight out. You know, I didn't know they were psychopaths, but at the time, but they were scary. So once I learned they were psychopaths later, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. that makes sense now. You know, before it didn't make sense. And God knows that. Like none of my upbringing made sense. It was that horrific. But um, I just was born in a home. I had no choice with these people. They kidnapped me from the hospital as their kid. Seemed like. So I was stuck with them. So. But anyways, anybody that's been scapegoated knows how that goes. You're like, I don't know these people, but they're treat me like garbage. They took me home. So I'm supposed to survive around them. you know, that's how it goes. Uh, but anyways, a part of me is like, it would take me like the rest of my life of therapy to get over everything I went through. So I'm just like, God, let's just do what you want me to do and let it get me out of here. It'll take too long for me to heal from all that I went through. You know what I went through. It'll take too long. Just tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. you know, that's how little confidence I have, to become anything, do anything. But, um, but with that said, he's like, don't walk around defeated, looking defeated. So I'm like, shit. So I've been trying to be confident in everything I do, and I've tried to be like a confident man. Like no bullshit. I've been trying to do that, and God knows that I've changed it up to be a more confident man in everything. Anything I do in a day, I try to be confident. So I have been changing that for sure. Um, instead of just some scrappy survivor. Um, I've been trying to do things differently, just hoping. He still keeps backing me up. You know what I mean? So far he has. So, um, anyways, because he knows my fears, you know. Um, he's he's seen me go through a lot of things, for sure, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying to not look back, try my best, he knows that. Trying to write a different story for me, a different thing than what I was used to. So, um, but yeah, but anyways, so basically, God's taken this Goodwill Hunting person, and he's trying to make something out of this Goodwill Hunting person. He's trying to make a super soldier or gladiator that he knows I can be. You know, you know what I mean? Like, but he wants me to stay as that for him. You know what I mean? Not revert back to the scared, cocky kid. Not revert back to that. Because that's what I know, and that's what I used to think I was. But yeah, it just amazed me how similar I am. And probably no accident. I was watching this today. How similar I am to Goodwill Hunting. You know, uh, the part of me that just fucks around. You know. Um, and I think God wanted me to see that. He's like, it's like I know why. That's why you act. You act because look at the similarities here. I'm like, okay, I see it. I see the similarities between me and him for sure. A lot of similarities. So, but God's pretty much that professor that gives the Goodwill Hunting a chance. You know, that's who God is to me right now. Is He's given me a chance. You know, basically, a real chance. You know, to do something for Him. You know, to do something with my life instead of just crash and burn. You know, like He knows I thought was my destiny was just to crash and burn. He's trying to show me a different way, a better way. You know, God's really trying to show me a different way, a better way than I've ever seen before. You know, because He knows I've seen some shit on this planet to the point where I don't think there's any hope. Not just for me, but for everybody on the planet. That's how much shit I've seen on this planet. Not just for me, but for everybody. There's no hope. Let that sink in. That's how much shit I've seen in this life. And God knows that. No matter where I've been, no matter where I've been on the planet, that's how much horrific shit I've seen from humanity. From day one on the planet to now. I'm like, there's no hope. Not just for me, but for everybody. There's no hope. You know? And that's why I kind of want to numb out, you know? That's exactly why I numb out, you know? You know? Okay, I'm physically here, but I don't want to be here, so I numb out. You know? And God knows that's true. You know, I just want to numb out from this world, you know? That's how much shit I've seen. You know? Seeing the devil in the eyes type shit, you know? God knows I have. So, that's why I say the only hope is Jesus Himself. That He's the only hope. And I thought about this today. He's already won, you know. So why am I scared? You know, why am I afraid? Why, you know, He's already won, you know. And I know this. I know He's already won. You know, but I haven't won, in my opinion. That's the thing. I haven't won. Jesus has won. I haven't won yet, in my opinion. I'm starting to. I'm getting there. But anyways, but you know, and I make joke around and stuff, and like the people at the Christian church are just weird and jovial, you know, hunky dory, and you know, so I'm like, this is what I do. I'm like, oh, this religion stuff or this church stuff isn't that serious. Look how everybody's acting and stuff. You know, it's just a joke. But then I remember, this is key. Like when I watch the Passion of the Christ movie, I'm like, you know, Jesus is totally different from this bullshit that they do at church. You know what I'm saying? He's legit. So I'm like, fuck, I got, you know, gets my attention. I'm like, okay, I won't let you down, man. You know, like you didn't let me down. I won't let you down. That's what I was saying. I'm like, you know, because like every time I see a movie, I feel differently. You know what I'm saying about it. Like when I first saw Passion of the Christ, it did hit me, for sure. It kind of changed me, but recently it really hit me because this is key. When I first watched Passion of the Christ, I didn't know that Jesus was legit. I didn't know, but it did hit me. It did affect me for sure. But after, like to this point, when I know that Jesus is legit more than before, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I see it differently. You know, it's just like, because I know, and he knows as well. I'm alive and free. Key, I'm free and alive. Both of those things because of him. You know what I'm saying? And I know that because of the suffering he did. You know what I'm saying? And he knows that too. It's like no secret. I'm the only reason I'm this free and alive is because of him. That's it. So, but a part of me, this is true. A part of me wants me for him to see me like my family sees me, like the Goodwill Hunting. You know what I'm saying? Because if he did see me as the Goodwill Hunting, he wouldn't help that kid. You know what I'm saying? He'd be too good for that kid. You know, you know, you can't do much with that kind of a kid. You know, look how rambunctious he is. Look how joking around he is. He's not taking anything serious. You know, look, Jesus can't do anything with that kid. That's how I want him to see me. You know what I'm saying? And he knows that. He knows that's how I want him to see me. So, basically, I don't know. The same old thing. Get me out of here. You know what I'm saying? It always comes to that, you know. I can't go back to Egypt. I can't heal myself. I can't fix myself. I've tried. I've been trying. He knows that. I'm like, I can't fix everything that's happened. So now what? You know? So I'm like, can't go back to Egypt. Can't fix myself. I'm on my own in the middle of the ocean. Basically, I feel like that. I'm in the middle of the wilderness with Jesus watching from somewhere. You know, literally, that's how I feel. And I'm like, oh, I hope he looks out for me today in this wilderness. I hope the manna comes from the sky this time. You know, throughout the day, the manna will come. Basically, that's how I am. I'm like, I hope the manna from the sky comes. You know, like things will happen basically throughout the day. Things will work out throughout the day. You know, the manna. That's what I call the manna from the sky. He knows that's what I mean. Sometimes it is actually food, you know, the manna is, but sometimes it's other things to boost me up. Like a guy talking to me at the mall, giving a blessing at the mall. I consider that manna too, you know, just like things to keep me going, basically. That's what manna is to me. Because I'm out in the wilderness. He knows it. I am. So he's like giving me manna to keep me going. It's literally like that. That's a good way to see it, is the manna, you know. You know, I don't know how things are going to work out today as I go out that door, basically. I don't know how things are going to work out when I go out that door. I just hope God puts the manna in front of me, no matter what it looks like, you know. You know, and the manna can look like different things. You just got to pay attention. It's the next thing God wants you to take or see or whatever, you know. That's what the manna is. You know, it's not always food. Sometimes it is, but because like I said, he's keeping me going. He's like leading the path ahead of me, you know, just with manna, basically. I don't know where it's going, you know. I just know I'm being led with something, you know. The Lord, he works in mysterious ways, you know, but he knows it's my only option to do this, you know, to follow it, you know, because he knows I won't last without the help of God. I won't last. That's just how much damage I have taken. So he knows that. So I'm like, I gotta stop calling myself that. But, a part of me is like, I wish he just would say, "Oh, you've done good enough with all your videos and all of what you've done in real life. You've done good enough. Now I exalt you to the next life." You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for, like that moment. Like you've done enough. You made enough videos. You know, I can exalt you to my right hand. But not on this planet. That's key. Like, not on this planet. Exalt me somewhere else. Somewhere else. If I do enough stuff, he'll exalt me and get me out of here. I just thought of this. I'm like, he's not here. I mean, he doesn't have to be here. Why do I have to be here? It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, he may be here in different ways, but he ain't like here. Like second coming here. So, that's not fair to me. You know. But anyways, another thing I thought about today, and this is no joke. When I was watching one of my videos, it kind of clicked to me. I really do know Jesus, like when I was young. Like I have the I feel I um even though the religion I was in was bogus, I still kind of knew Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's weird. Like somehow I know him. Like how he is, how his style, the way he is. I'm like, that's why I can say like the way people are praising him over here. That's just weird. He doesn't even like that kind of thing. That's how would I know that? You know what I'm saying? He ain't that, like, how would I know that? I'm like, he ain't that type of guy that likes being praised. you know, you think a guy suffer on a cross for everybody would like to be praised? No. He's not that type of person. You know, that's what a narcissist is. They like the praise. He ain't like that. So I don't know. But anyways, like I said, like when I was watching one of my videos, I'm like, you really do know Jesus. Like more than before. Like I'm like, you do know him somehow, like naturally. I know him. I'm serious. Like I can compare. Like, nah, he wouldn't be doing that. Nah, he wouldn't be a god if he did that. That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? If he was like that, like people said he was, he wouldn't be a god. Like I can do that in my mind. Like I said, I'm smart. Yeah, he knows that. Like if he was truly a god, he wouldn't be like that. If he was really a god, he wouldn't be what they say. They wouldn't be worshiping him like that. They wouldn't be doing these rituals if they really knew him. So, but I'm just like, so somehow I've naturally known him. Naturally, just known him. It's almost like it's the one thing I know in this life. I may not know a lot of things, like really, I've done a lot of things in this life, but at the end of the day, I feel like I know Jesus kind of well. You know what I'm saying? Even to the suffering point, and that's probably why I suffered, because I know him on that level as well, on that insane level. So he's like, I know you're not that fucking Goodwill Hunting act that you're putting on. I've seen you in your suffering. You ain't that kid. And he's right. I'm really not. I'm just trying to get out of here. Trying to convince him, yeah, I am that helpless, scared kid. Not worth a damn. Not worth anything. Please see me like that. you know, give me an honorable exit. Yeah. Because he knows I don't want to do it myself. I don't. I really don't. So I'm trying to do what he wants me to do. Like I said, as fast as possible because he knows. And I tried something today to help with my health conditions, a new thing. And I'm probably no accident that I came across it today. No accident. Because he knows I'm hurting. Despite what I've been trying to do to help my pains and aches and stuff. He knows I'm still hurting in many ways. So I tried this new thing today. And maybe it'll do something. I don't know. I'm going to try it again later this week. But it's supposed to help with a lot of things, you know. You name it, high blood pressure. And I checked my high blood pressure. It went lower. So maybe it worked, you know. It helps with depression. It helps with pain, stress. That was interesting, the stress. So I came across this thing today, and no accident, you know. So it was in the mall, this mall, you know, this magical mall where this guy gives me a blessing. That mall, I find this other thing, you know, that helps with these ailments, you know, with all these different ailments, it helps. So I'm like trying it. So and I think God led me to that, to notice it today, you know. So. And that's what I say about manna. That was a manna, drop of manna from the sky. Me running into that today, that was manna. So, but anyways, enough about that. But yeah, it's amazing how similar I am to Goodwill Hunting. So similar. You know what I mean? You know, smart in a lot of ways, but haven't really experienced life. You know, really. You know. You know, never been in love, basically. You know what I'm saying? You know, Goodwill Hunting hasn't been in love, you know, throughout most of his life, you know. So I feel like I'm feeling love more, you know. So that's been changing, but that's been God changing that, uh, for sure. But anyways, so basically, the message for all of us, or for me, is don't walk around looking defeated. Even if you are defeated, don't look like it. For fuck's sakes. Don't fucking look like you're defeated, you know? That's what God's telling me. Don't actually look like you're defeated. What are you, crazy? You know? Fuck. Put your shoulders back and, you know, strut around with some confidence, even if you're faking it. You know? That's what it feels like he's saying to me. I'm like, all right. even though I think it's over, you know? And you know why I think it's over. I'm going to keep... I'm going to keep going forward, confidence, you know? Somehow things will work out, you know? Somehow, you know? Like I said, it's like super walking on water. It really is. You know, to keep going forward, you know? But... so basically, God's trying to help someone that's like Goodwill Hunting, basically. He knows it too. That's who he's trying to help, is like a Goodwill Hunting type of case. You know, abused most of his life. You know, been through hell in life. You know, developed all these behaviors to cover it up, you know, with joking around all the time, you know. God knows all that. You know. So he just thinks that I can convince him to see me like that, just this Goodwill Hunting person, basically. And so he'll say, "Oh, there's nothing I can do for that Goodwill Hunting person." That's what this is really about. I can't do anything for him. So he'll throw me away. God will throw me away. You know what I'm saying? As the last person to throw me away. Even after myself throwing me away. Because I threw myself away. He knows it. I threw myself. He does. You know, I did throw myself away. But he still wanted me after I tried to throw myself away. He still wanted me. So that's why I'm here, to this point. He still wanted me. Nobody else did, not even me. Not even I wanted me. Nobody else wanted me, not even I wanted me. God still wanted me. Like I said, the last one standing that wanted me is God himself. The last one. So he knows I've been trying my best. He knows I have for him. I've been trying my damn best. He knows I have. This is the best effort I could ever imagine myself doing for him for the last 10 years. This is the best effort I could even fathom to do for anybody to stay alive. He knows that. Despite all my health conditions, I was just going for it anyways. Doesn't matter. He knows that. But that's why I've been walking around defeated, because I did all this effort, but I feel like it was for nothing. There was no reward at the end. You know what I mean? You would think after 10 years there'd be some reward at the end. Maybe a beautiful woman or something. He knows that's what I was looking for. He knows damn well that's what I think is the reward, is a beautiful woman. That's my weakness. He knows that's my weakness. I'm trying to work on that. So I don't go chasing. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Dragon Ball Z, the anime, but it's like Master Roshi, with women. His weakness to women, He's a great martial artist, strong dude, but he has this weakness to women. I think God knows that about me, so I'm like trying to master that. I've gotten better, I feel like, but I'm trying to get better. So, anyways. Don't want people to know that. God already knows. So I was just like, well, why did you make me attracted to women if you didn't want this weakness? That's what I said. I'm like, why do I even, why'd you do that to me? That's what I was saying. I'm like, it's not my fault. You gave me the human urges. So, so anyways, enough about that. I'm gonna try to get some rest and get back at it tomorrow. And I'm basically trying to just center myself when I make a video, just like, all right, I'm at this point now, center myself, that's what my videos do for me. They kind of, okay, this is where I'm at right now, center, this is what God's telling me now, this is where we're at, because if I don't, I'll just think I'm making no progress and just really quit, But anyways, but yeah, but basically is don't walk around defeated, looking defeated. So that's the main message that I've been getting lately. Don't walk around feeling defeated or even looking defeated, you know, because he knows that's how I'm thinking, you know. I talk to him. He watches me. And I talk to him. He knows that's how I feel. I feel like I might get older. You know, I don't see a way. I don't see a way to any kind of future life of any kind. I don't. And I'm like, but he sees something. He definitely sees something. So I keep going anyway. Because he sees more. He sees more than I can. And that's true. He can see more than I can. As far as the future ahead of me, from above, he can see. He can see all angles somehow. That I can't see. And I have to remember that he can see more than I can see. God can. So I got to remember that. So anyways, I think that's enough for this video. I think that's good enough. Yeah, I think I've talked enough. So don't walk around defeated. That's the main thing. Or you'll get a pep talk from God telling you, don't walk around defeated. I don't care if you are defeated. I don't care if you feel defeated. Don't walk around like you're defeated. Ever. So that's the message. So anyways, that's all I'll say.